I am Abdel-Rahman Ibrahim Mohamed. I am the former president of the Islamic Council of New England and the current director of communication. Also, I am one of the leaders of the interfaith community in the Boston area. Intolerance is usually a symptom of fear. It is a psychological condition in which people think that if they do not assault, they will be assaulted. And so it is a reverse defensive mechanism in which people have things set wrong. And the main reason is ignorance. Because if people know each other, if people are familiar with each other, if people understand that there is, especially in religion, because the amazing thing about Islam is that it came after Christianity and Judaism. So it incorporated a lot of the teaching of both. And it is mentioned in the book that the closest you can find to you, Muslims, are the Christians, those people who have adopted Christianity. And as such, all the prophets, irrespective of who they were, whether they were for Jewish people or for Christian people or for, and then the Prophet Muhammad, they are all equal in the eyes of Allah or God. Intolerance is a human trait. It has nothing to do with the religion. And this intolerance goes deep into the fabric of human relations. And the main reason is fear from the other, ignorance, and perpetuation of these realities by people who are interested in promoting conflict, so that people who are involved in conflict are going to be referring to these people, either getting armed, getting financial reward, or getting what have you, so that these people will promote their position. And throughout history, it has been well known that intolerance has been mainly conducted by ignorant people who have been driven by people behind the scenes to inflict the most damage and most harm on other human beings. Unfortunately, the ignorant people are being pushed, but behind the scene are people who are knowledgeable enough to know that that is not the case, but they are manipulating the emotions of people so as to inflict the maximum harm on others. If I acknowledge your faith and belief in God, and I'm not here contesting that you do not have to comply with your religion, but I am even contesting the validity of my own religion, because if I am antagonistic to Christianity, or antagonistic to Judaism, then I'm antagonistic to Islam, because Allah tells us clearly that Prophet Muhammad has been sent as a ratification of those religion command that has been promoted by prophets before him. And as such, it becomes essential that people, if they want to live in a community, they cooperate. If you win trust, if you win confidence, the least that you can get is you are going to live in peace. There will not be fear from the other. That's number one. Number two, and that's most important, as a Muslim who wants to propagate his faith, the Prophet says that faith, belief, Islam is a social transaction, a din al-mu'amala. So if I exhibit my humble attitude in cooperation with you, I am promoting my personal interest in convincing you that I am on the right side. Because the Prophet stated clearly that whatever he has written to the people in St. Catherine was intended to be an instruction for people who are living, who are around him, who were not present, who were absent, anybody who will come later, to participate in fixing and rehabilitating places of worship, even if it is not for Muslims but for Christians, because that is a manifestation of the belief and the enactment of his command for the Christian community. So there is definitely a necessity for upholding, number one, the belief that these people share with us Muslims, a belief that there is a God that has created everybody, and that we are only his subjects, and as such, we are supposed to cooperate with each other to promote humanity. The second thing is we need to comply with the respect of other religions, because I cannot insult your religion and I expect that you are not going to insult my religion. From every perspective, you realize that promoting peace, promoting harmony, promoting social cooperation is a necessity and an imperative act on any Muslim to promote. The first command in the Islam that has been asked for the Prophet to do is read, iqra. And people, if they are exposed to information and they read the book of Allah, the Quran, with an open mind, with the tradition of the Prophet, then they are going to come to the same conclusion, that I am only a single human being. I cannot change the will of God. I might be used by God, but I have to, first of all, to prove that I am a human subject of God. And as such, young people have the responsibility of building these bridges, of promoting understanding, of creating the environment whereby people are going to live happier. Most of the budgets are directed towards the machines of destruction and death and weapons. And that is a very, very bad, inhuman reality. And so it's about time that youth should campaign, should squeeze their government, that no more for killing, no more for bloodshed, and people are for humanity, and we would love to have a peaceful world. I think that the essence of being human would require that we are going to appreciate and appraise a beautiful act. And from this perspective, a nice garden around a church will be a pleasing sight. A nicely built church is going to be a monument for the eyes to see. The internal decoration of a church is going to be a comforting sight, as much as this mosque is a comforting place. And I have accompanied so many Christian priests and Jewish rabbis who were just fascinated by the serenity and the peacefulness of the place. That is what is human, because beauty does not know religion. Beauty is in the mind and the heart of human beings. And as such, that's what we need to promote, our humanity. And once we promote our humanity, then become human. And if we become human, then become worthy of respecting the word of Allah and the word of God.